The apex predator of Alaska. Brute force, raw strength. I'm taking you right into the heart of bear country. Alaska, the last frontier, for good reason. Over 57 million acres of wilderness nestled in amongst its soaring mountain ranges. With spring's arrival, that means one thing that has me very excited. The bears are waking up. Our journey begins at the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, the best place to see animals up close and prepare us for what we could come across throughout Alaska's harsh wilderness. Is a sanctuary, not just for bears, but for an entire ecosystem. Black bears and grizzlies are among the many animals that thrive here. You have moose, bison, ox, coyotes, even porcupines, each and every single one having a unique role in their ecosystem. The animals here live in paradise, the closest thing to being in the wild. They each have massive enclosures, so finding the bears here isn't just a little walk into the local zoo, but we're on the right track. Beautiful, big feet left in the mud here. We're on the right trail. Here's our first set of bears. This first one's dozing off in his cave. He's pretty cute. And now this second one, this one is actually in a rehab enclosure, much smaller so they can monitor his health. Black bears are the smaller species. They're excellent climbers, but we're looking for their big brute cousins, the grizzly bear, and I think he's right over there. Check him out. This is exactly what I hope to find out there in the wilderness. We've just snuck in right before close. We basically have the whole park to ourselves. This was the third time coming back to the bear enclosure. The previous 2 times we struck out. Now this is either JB or Patron. Both grizzlies here are siblings, and they came here in 2004, but they had a sad start to life. You see, their mother had killed a moose calf in a backyard of this man's house, and the man was afraid the bear might try to attack his dog, killing their mother, unaware of these babies nearby. When the man saw these 2 cubs, he immediately called a biologist who wrangled them up, saving them from a miserable death. These cubs wouldn't have lasted long without a mom. They would have starved or became food for a pack of wolves or even another bear. As you can tell, they've thrived here and living the best possible life any orphan bear could ask for. My ambition is to set out and find these bears in their natural habitats. I've always wanted to see bears in the wild. Here's my chance. No better place to do it than Alaska. Grizzlies, black bears, I welcome both. I'm stoked to get into bear country and attempt to get bears into your heart. I can't wait. We've made it into the heart of bear country. I've never actually seen a wild bear before, so I got my fingers crossed. With over 100,000 bears here in the state of Alaska, I reckon we have a pretty good chance. Let's hit it.
So this is perfect little stream for any surrounding bears around us. Come right down here, get a beautiful drink of water. Let's test it out. Oh, try some of that. These little trails right here, I'm almost certain are from termites. So it's possible that a bear has kind of come up here and just gone picking and licking at them, because they'll eat all sorts of insects. Ants, grubs, termites, I'm sure are on the menu too.
Black bears and grizzly bears are omnivores. Actually, the polar bear is the only bear that is a strict carnivore. Now, the reason the grizzly bears and the black bears are omnivores is for one reason: opportunity. They are prime opportunists. They will scavenge for anything they encounter. They'll scavenge carcasses, they'll hunt fish, small mammals, and they love berries. Blueberries, especially blueberries. But they'll even eat small insects, they'll eat grubs, and in the spring, what they heavily rely on is this fresh, dense vegetation like this green, fluffy vegetation that comes up during the spring. That is what gets them through until the salmon arrive. The unbeatable power of water. Thousands of tons a day pounding through these rocks for millions of years. And yet these fish surpass every obstacle these falls throw at them. Every single year, one of nature's most brutal and awe-inspiring journey begins. Driven by instinct to return to the freshwater streams where they were born, salmon travel thousands of miles swimming up streams.
You gotta get close because you can't hear over the waterfalls. But the salmon, they're running and they're jumping over these awesome falls, and they're high too. You gotta think what a powerful fish that is. But it's cool, that's good news. The salmon are running, that means there's bears in the area. Fingers crossed. Also, make sure you don't trip and die over these rocks.
By the river, these fish show their incredible strength. These salmon are capable of leaping as high as 12 feet. They use their tails as engines, propelling them through the crushing water upstream, beating seemingly impossible odds. Under these waters, things are far from calm, finding small pockets to rest before making the move forward. Salmon are guided by their sense of smell, homing in on the exact stream where they were born. Scientists call that olfactory imprinting, a biological GPS built for survival. Defying gravity, these fish face challenge after challenge. Strong currents, massive waterfalls, and predators. Where there's salmon, you'll find grizzlies. These bears rely on this seasonal bounty to build up the fat reserves they'll need to survive the harshest of Alaska's winters. But salmon aren't the only thing grizzlies eat. Grizzlies are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Their diet includes everything from berries and nuts to small and large animals like rabbits and caribou. Grizzly bears can eat up to 90 pounds of food during peak season. To put that in perspective, that's like eating 350 hamburgers in one day. These massive animals aren't just hunters, they're ecosystem engineers, spreading nutrients through their scat.
That's exactly what I was talking about. So, this is a much more older scat than the one we saw earlier. The one we had seen earlier was real fresh, like maybe 30 minutes fresh. This one's a couple days old. And as I was explaining earlier how they were omnivores, you can see, God, these mosquitoes are terrible. They're not even mosquitoes, they're like these little bugs that leave these big old red dots on you. But as you can see, this is much older, and all this is literally grass in there. That's all it is. It's just vegetation. So, this bear was primarily eating the grasses in the area. Very cool stuff. You can learn a lot from examining bear poop. And yes, I did just grab bear poop with my bare hands. Here, taste it.
Yes, even bear poop has purposes. It fertilizes plants and keeps the ecosystem thriving, a constant cycle of life and death. The name grizzly comes from the grizzled or gray-tipped hairs that gives this bear that distinctive look, giving them that rough and rugged look, perfectly matching that persona of the Alaska wilderness. And it's not just for looks. In Alaska, grizzly bears tend to grow larger than the cousins in the lower 48. They can weigh over 1,000 pounds. Despite their massive size, grizzlies can run at speeds of 35 miles per hour. That's faster than the running speed of an Olympic sprinter. So it's safe to say that's one race you won't be winning. But grizzlies aren't the only species of bear you'll find here in Alaska. The American black bear. Now don't let the name fool you. Black bears come in a variety of colors, from black to brown, cinnamon, and even white. They are the most widespread of any other bear in North America. There are estimated 100,000 black bears in Alaska, making them the most common bear and making the odds of finding some very high for us. good sign. This is a good sign. That's fresh. Fresh bear poop. That means we're close to him. We're on the trail. Hopefully we'll find some. And we found him. So we're gonna make our way right up over to him before he gets into the woods, hopefully. Don't think I'll make it there in time. No, we lost him. We missed him. Shot up into these woods before I could get the car. I didn't want to go too fast, real bumpy. Didn't want to scare him either. Rats. Second time out here. Bears are highly vocalized creatures, and they communicate through these vocalizations like huffs, grunts, and that all too familiar bellow, that whoa, the one that you hear in the movies. And they save that for when they're fighting or to warn the people or other animals like, hey, I don't like this situation, stay back or I'll rip your face off. Allow me to set the scene for you and why the anger coursed through my veins. Just wait. We're creeping up on this beautiful mother black bear and her two babies when out of nowhere, oh, to say I was livid. I was steaming with anger. This is the first time, one of the first times I'm gonna see a bear in the wild, and it's with cubs, and some dude thought we weren't going fast enough, and she shot off into the woods, and here we are trying to see where they're at, and they're all scared, and the mom's freaking out, and the babies, they shot up the tree. So we parked right on the side, and when I tell you, this would have been a beautiful shot. We would have rolled up nice and gentle, and there they were. Would have been sitting right there on the side of the road, eating the grass, and it would have been a beautiful scene. Absolutely ruined. Not absolutely, because we got to hang out with them and see them, even though she was on high alert, but it just ruined the moment. And they're such beautiful animals. I'm tired of talking about that guy. But let's give black bears their due respect, especially mama bears. Protecting her cubs make her one of the most formidable forces in the wild. That being said, though, between a grizzly mom and a black bear mom, I choose to face the black bear hands down. Black bears are excellent climbers and often climb trees to escape threats like that jackass in the truck back there. Now, because of the baby's abilities to climb, mother black bears are more likely to retreat knowing their babies are safe high up in the trees. But I wouldn't go out and test these theories like I did. Sneaking up on these bears, it's delicate work because they can smell us way before we can see them. So in this trail, we've seen a couple before. This is the trail where we were gonna sneak up on this beautiful mama bear with two babies, and we were gonna drive right by him. And that dude had honked him, scared him off into the woods. We had seen the male running around where I got that bear scat from, but he had shot off into the woods, so we didn't get an actual opportunity to film him. So now we're kind of right before we leave, because we're going to be coming back day after day, and we're going to be spending as much time as possible so we can actually film some things. Let's go see if we can find them. And we found him. Oh my God. There's a mom. And there's two babies right there. This is awesome. Oh my God. And so they're eating all the grass. The grass is going to be their main diet throughout the year. They have to eat as much as they possibly can before the winter when they go in hibernation. God, this is incredible. Oh, the babies are so cute. Look at the little babies. They're having it on the grass too. He's like, itch. She'll stay with these cubs for the next year and a half, teaching them everything she's ever learned throughout her life, preparing them for a life on their own. During the summer months, black bears are highly active, foraging extensively to build up fat reserves for the winter hibernation. They enter dens in the late fall where they can remain there up to 7 months without eating or drinking. That's where this female would have given birth to these beautiful little fluff balls. This is their first time experiencing the calorie rush, preparing them for their first hibernation. I can't get over how they chomp, chomp, chomp at the grass, and you can hear it too. It's adorable. I'm so content. I could sit here for hours and watch them. To a lot of people that interact with bears and they see bears in their daily life, I really am jealous of you. This is one of those pinch me moments for me, and it's simply because I came out here with a mission to see bears in the wild, and I've had a couple of near misses and a couple of sights, but nothing prepared me for this. And I almost went a different direction, and I just had one of those feelings where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna backtrack and I'm gonna go back the way I came. And I literally got to sit here within 10 feet. Yes, I was in a vehicle, but sharing the exact same space as this mother black bear and her two adorable teddy bears. Make no mistake, these are wild animals, and if I gave into my intrusive thoughts and I ran up to the baby and grabbed his face, kissed him on the lips, and just played with him like you play with a baby dog or your cat at home, that mother bear would probably rip my throat out. But it was so special, and they're so adorable, and if you don't love bears at this point, there's something wrong with you, because they are just incredible animals and as adorable as all get out. Bears, I love them. God, so cute. As my time here in Alaska winds to an end, I'm truly speechless. No words will ever begin to explain Alaska. You just have to see it for yourselves. The bears, the sights, the otherworldly experiences this place will give you. Alaska can eat you up and spit you out, but it will also leave you with this overwhelming wonder and respect for the beautiful planet and the animals that we share it with. I'm saddened by my adventure coming to a close, but even more excited to return. For the next time I'm in Alaska, we'll be walking side by side with these Alaska giants. Grizzly bears, black bears, up close and in the wild. Oh my. I just can't get enough Alaska. Anyways, if you made it all the way to this end, thank you so much for watching.